going on, y'all? On my lunch break real quick. So let me do a quick video while I'm on lunch. What I'm gonna talk about real quick is someone asks, what's the difference between Durango SRT and Jeep SRT? Now, being that I'm a previous Jeep SRT owner, if you look at my if you look at my other videos I have on my little YouTube channel or whatever, you'll see that I previously owned a Jeep SRT. Before that, I owned a white Scat Pack. Then I got the Jeep SRT. And then I went back to the Scat Pack, the black Scat Pack that I just traded in. Speaking of that black Scat Pack, if anybody's interested in that Scat that I just traded in, black with black dual racing stripes, red interior, red guts, with the adaptive suspension, Harman Kardon system, fully loaded. Only thing it doesn't have is adaptive cruise control. If you're interested in that, it's at Nielsen Jeep Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in East Hanover, New Jersey. That's Nielsen, Nielsen Dodge out in East Hanover, New Jersey. That's where I traded it in at. I don't know if anybody in the tri-state area is looking for one, but it has adaptive suspension, Harman Kardon, black stripes, red interior, and they have it there. But before that, I had a red Jeep SRT, 2016 Jeep SRT Night Edition, and I like the Jeep SRT. I mean, I fell in love with the Jeep SRT when I first learned about them. You know, I was ignorant to the fact that there was a Jeep SRT. I only thought you could get 392 in the Charger or Challenger, and I did not know there was a Jeep SRT. Then when I learned about it, I fell in love with it. I'm like, wow, who doesn't want a freaking all-wheel drive SUV with that power? And then I traded my Scat Pack in, and I got the Jeep SRT. And then when I got the Jeep SRT, I was like, wow, it's not the same as the Scat Pack. You know, the Scat Pack was loud, fast, brash. It was what you would think a 392 is. The Jeep SRT felt like I was driving a powerful Jeep Grand Cherokee, but it doesn't give you that visceral feel of the Charger does. You know, the Jeep is supposed to be more classy, more subdued. You know, they detune it, they muffle the exhaust. I mean, it's real subtle. It's supposed to be a sleeper. I mean, it's fast and it gets up, but you know, it doesn't feel as fast as the Charger does. And then summertime hit, and summertime hit me hard, and I was seeing all the beautiful Chargers and Challengers out, people doing burnouts at car shows, and the SUV just seemed like, the Jeep SRT seemed like, you know, the more practical thing, but it wasn't the funnest thing for me to drive. So I got the bug, and I wound up trading it in. Now, it's a great car. Jeep SRT is great. The only problem with the Jeep is, you know, a lot of people, if you look at other YouTubers that have Jeep SRTs, majority of them, you know, you get a Jeep, you got to modify it. People put on exhaust. You got to spend money on the exhaust. Get yourself a cold air intake. Depending on what wheels you got to put some new wheels on there. That's what I wound up doing. I wound up changing the wheels. Spent $1,700, $1,800 on a Corsa exhaust to make it, you know, sound like an SRT. Put a cold air intake on it. You know, it's just things you have to do to make it feel, you know, make it look and make it feel like a SRT product. And, you know, it just, after modding the exhaust and after putting in a cold air intake, changing the wheels, it still didn't feel, you know, it still didn't feel the way I wanted it to feel. And I wanted to get that old thing back, that old feeling back. So I went and I got the Scat Pack. Got the Scat Pack back. My wife loved the Jeep, hated the Scat Pack. Then she hit me. Then we found out the news that she's pregnant. So it's like, damn, Now I need to go back to SUV. I done fucked up, made the decision too quickly. But, you know, it is what it is. And I was looking. And I was like, the Durango came out with an SRT product. Hold on, let me order this. How you doing?
May I help you?
Yeah, can I get a small caramel frappe with no whipped cream?
Anything else?
Double cheeseburger, no onions, no pickles,
Anything else?
and a small fries.
That's it?
That's it.
$5 for the portion.
See, that's how you gotta do it with McDonald's, man. You gotta limit the intake. Don't come to McDonald's and get $20 worth of food, man. That's how you gain weight. Get a small fries, get a small little cheeseburger, get you a small, you know, frappe. You know, just get a taste of it. You want to taste of McDonald's, just get a taste. Don't go all out. Get a whole bunch of shit. Let me get a 20-piece, a Big Mac, quarter pounder, large fries. I used to be like that, but now I just small portions. I'm in my mid-30s. That weight is not going anywhere. That shit's sticking, boy. That weight is sticking to the belly. So now I limit my portions. But yeah, where was I? What's this guy? So yeah, so now here we are. I'm currently in the Durango. And I was looking around. I'm like, I'm gonna go back in the Jeep, going to Durango. The Durango dropped. And you know, Dodge markets their vehicles as, you know, fast, loud, brash, you know, Dodge products. They don't try to be subtle like Jeep does. So yeah, they don't try to be subtle like Jeep does. And I was like, wow, Durango SRT. I originally didn't like Durangos. I thought they were kind of big. You know, I never needed a third row. Like my oldest son, he's freaking 18 going on 19 in the Marine Corps. Never needed a third row. But now I thought about it, I was like, well, the Durango's good. It's pretty capable. I mean, it doesn't seat 7. That's the one downside. It doesn't seat 7, it seats 6. You know, it's captain chairs back there. So 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, 2 in the back. It's seat 6. But I was like, I could use this space for the stroller, baby bag, you know. You could fold down that third seat and you have mad cargo room. But I say all that to say, getting a little off topic. I'm gonna do a review of the Durango, don't worry about it, the review's coming. But I say all that to say, yeah, so when I was looking at SUVs, I was like, you know what? Let me try this, let me test drive this Durango. And on the test drive, it felt more like the Charger than the Jeep felt. On the Durango, the exhaust is still loud. It's not as loud as the Charger or Challenger, I'll tell you that much. But it's way louder than the Jeep is. The exhaust is still loud on it. It feels, I don't know, the driving experiences, I don't know if it's just because of the exhaust or if Dodge tunes the 392 engine differently in its vehicles than Jeep does. But the driving experience in the Durango felt better than the driving experience I had in my Jeep. My Jeep SRT was a 2016 Night Edition. It was the sticker price was $76,655. $76,655. The sticker price on the Durango, this Durango, is $74. Real quick, I'm gonna do how much I paid for this video too. So you got 2 videos coming, review and how much I paid. The sticker price on this Durango was $74,855. So this is a 2018, and it's $74,855. So it was basically $2 less sticker price than my Jeep SRT 2016 was. Now, why that is, I don't know, because the Jeep is a less capable SUV. It doesn't have a third row. It doesn't have as much cargo space if I was to fold down my third row seats. It's the same engine, a louder exhaust, a better overall driving experience. The interior is still top notch to me. It's a leather stitch dash. I have red leather Laguna, SRT Laguna leather seats. You can't get red leather seats in the SRT Jeep, only in the Trackhawk. Same steering wheel, same carbon fiber trim, leather on the doors, 3-row capable. It doesn't have a panoramic sunroof. It has a regular moonroof. It doesn't have the panoramic. That's the one up that the Jeep has. The Jeep has that panoramic, and that thing is beautiful. I wish this had a panoramic, but it doesn't. It just has a regular moonroof. But has the suede headliner, just like the Jeep. But you're getting more car for less money. That's number one. In the Durango SRT, you're getting more car for less money. The Jeep has the little knob shifter here that you can shift from. Here you have to press the SRT button, and then you can change your drive modes: track, sport, custom, auto, snow, tow. On the Jeep, it had a shifter here, like a knob. The regular shifter was a level shifter, but it had like a knob where you could change from track, sport, custom, auto, snow, and tow on the knob here. That was a convenience feature that it had. But here, all you have to do is you just press the SRT button and then take you straight to it. Or you could press the SRT button twice and it automatically puts you in custom mode. That's a little shortcut. If you want to go to custom mode, press the SRT button twice and it puts you there. We'll go back to auto. But yeah, so that's the one thing. You get more vehicle for less money. This has a Beats system also. My Jeep had Harman Kardon. This has Beats. But the 2019 Durangos, you could get Harman Kardon in it. Now, for the 2019, the price also went up. That's one thing I need to mention. If you build a 2019 Durango up basically to the same way that this current model is built that I have now, it comes out to $76,000 something instead of $74,000. So they bumped the price up about $2,000, probably because of the Harman Kardon. And the only new features the Harman Kardon, and they have some new wheel options, but that's the only difference. And so you get more car for less money. You get a better driving experience out of the Durango. You feel the exhaust rumbling in the cab, and when you feel that exhaust rumbling, you hear it while you're driving. It's just a different driving experience. You don't have to go out and buy an aftermarket exhaust. You don't have to go out and and change. You don't have to go out and change anything on the exterior to make it look, make it stand out. Like it has the Hellcat hood. It has, hold on. Thank you. Caramel frappes. I'm addicted to this crap, man. Addicted. But yeah, as I was saying, the Durango, it has the Hellcat hood. You could get racer stripes on it from the factory. You don't have to do no aftermarket crap. It's factory racer stripes from the factory. Hellcat hood. It looks very aggressive. That's one thing about the Durangos and the Chargers, is that front face here. It looks very aggressive. It's very masculine as well. It's very handsome, as I like to say. It's a handsome looking SUV. The Chargers are handsome looking cars, so it's challenges. The Jeep Grand Cherokee is a crossover. It caters to men and women. So it's a less handsome. It's a good looking SUV, but it's not as handsome as the Durango. The Durango looks like it caters more to, people will say it's a soccer mom, but not the SRT or RT versions. The front end looks very masculine, while the Grand Cherokee looks, you know, it could go both ways. So that alone, driving experience and outer appearance, I think the Durango has a one-up on the Jeep. As far as interior goes, the Jeep has a better interior leather package. They have like a leather stitch down here and on the bottom of the doors. That's where they have the extra leather at. They have the panoramic sunroof and the Harman Kardon, which you can now get on the Durango anyway. So, you know, it's all preference, man. If you I don't know if you can hear the exhaust, but you know, just driving around town lightly like that in a Jeep SRT, you don't really hear the exhaust. You don't hear it till you step on it. But this car, you hear the exhaust all the time. Then when you step on it, it's crazy. It's crazy. But you know, I know the Jeep guy's gonna come at me. Big Truck Series watches this video. Big Truck Series review, you watch this video, he gonna come at me hard body. Big Truck Series loves his Jeep, man. He loves his Jeep. But it all comes down, I'm addicted to this freaking caramel frappe. But yeah, man, it all comes down to brand preference. Are you a Jeep person? Are you a Jeep fan? You know, they're basically the same vehicle. The Durango's a stretched out Grand Cherokee. You know, it's a Grand Cherokee with 3 rows and a longer and a wider wheelbase. You know, a longer wheelbase. Now, the longer wheelbase, in my opinion, makes for a slightly better ride quality. I noticed that over bumps, the Durango SRT is a lot smoother than my Jeep SRT was. The Jeep SRT was a little bit more bouncy. I don't know if that's because Jeep SRT was a bit more bouncy. I don't know if that was because of the shorter wheelbase. You know, the Jeep was more compact and shorter, so it was a bit more bouncy over bumps and over speed bumps. So I feel like the Durango SRT has a better, a smoother and better ride quality compared to the Jeep. Where's this guy going? You coming out? Or you going back? Oh, he's letting me in. Thought he's gonna hold me up for 5 minutes. And also the interior room of the Jeep. The interior room of the Jeep was a little more cramped than the Durango. The Durango up here, I have a lot of leg room, in the back, there's more leg room for the back passengers. On paper, it says it's about the same length, but in real world, when I sit in it, it seems it's more room to me. It's more roomier, in my opinion, in the Durango than it is in the Jeep. The Jeep felt kind of tight. The Jeep did feel kind of, you know, compact, small, and tighter than this Durango does. But let me get out of his way. But yeah, that's my opinion. This is my opinion from a guy who owned both, who owned a Jeep, and now, come on, everybody's trying to leave. I'm trying to come in. So yeah, from a guy who's owned both, a Jeep and a Durango, in my currently right now, in my humble opinion, I think the Durango is the better bang for your buck when it comes to purchasing an SRT product. Now, if you're buying if you're not buying an SRT product, if you're buying just like a Summit, if you're buying like a 5.7 liter, the better bang for your buck would be the Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit, because the Summit has a great interior. It has it has off-road capability. What am I doing? Oh, that guy's blocking. I can't park there. Fuck. It has off-road capability. You know, nicer interior than the RT Durango. Like the difference is the comparable version would be a RT Durango versus a Summit Grand Cherokee. Both have 5.7 liter Hemis, but one's 3-row and one's 2-row. But my personal preference, as of now, I'm gonna have to say Durango. When it comes to the SRT version. When it comes to the SRT version, I'm gonna have to go Durango. Any model beneath the SRT version, if you don't need 3 rows, I'm gonna say Grand Cherokee, because the Summit, the Overland, all of those are great. They come with the 5.7 Hemi. Shit, even the Limited X. Limited X has the hood, the SRT hood, the fender flares like the SRT has, but it has the 5.7 liter Hemi in it. But you know, but SRT versions wise, I say go Durango. You want a better driving experience, nice loud exhaust, not have to spend money on an exhaust, spend money on changing things on the outside. You know, from the factory you could get racer stripes. From the factory you get a Hellcat hood. You sacrifice that for, you know, lack of a panoramic sunroof. The interior, you pay for the upgrade. You could get leather on the door. You get leather stitch dash. This is all an upgrade. If you don't get the package, it'll be like a plastic material. You get leather stitch dash, red leather seats, which you can't get it on the SRT Grand Cherokee, only on the Trackhawk. It has beats, but you can get Harman Kardon on the 19 Durango. And you have 3 rows, 7-seater. I mean, 6-seater, not 7, 6-seater. You can't get a bench seat in the SRT. And more cargo space if you put down a 3rd row. So, you know, it's all about what you want. Brand, you prefer Dodge brand, Jeep brand. You need 3 rows. You want a better driving experience in an SUV, in a 392 SUV. You know, go Durango. Also, the Jeep costs more. The Jeep costs more for less. It costs more for a smaller interior space, less cargo room, less seating, and panoramic sunroof and a little bit nicer interior. It costs more. So it all depends. The Jeep guys don't come for me. Y'all gonna come for me? Don't kill me, man. Big Truck Series, don't kill me. East Coast Jeep SRT, don't kill me. I'm going to his car meet. He got a car meet February 23rd out in Jersey. I'm gonna head out to that. I'll be one of the few Durangos that's gonna pull up there. And yeah, don't kill me now. I still love Jeep SRT. I see one, I still envy it. But I'm just saying, the Durango has a better driving experience. It's more visceral driving experience for me, while the Jeep SRT is a more refined, laid-back, sleeper driving experience. You want a sleeper? Go Grand Cherokee. You want people to know you're coming, hear you're coming, and see you're coming? Go Durango SRT. And I'm gonna go ahead and eat my motherfucking McDonald's for lunch later.